Hi, third grade cello players. All right, you guys, I see you all on Google Classroom, so this is your video on how to finish your A string, which we never got to because of PE conflicts and all kinds of other conflicts, but now we have all the time in the world to work on it. So I'm going to give you this video, I'm going to show you everything, and you should do it at home as best you can, and you probably have figured it out already. And then also let me know if you need more help or you have any questions, please, because I definitely think you can get this on your own, but I definitely want to help you. Okay, so what we are talking about today, just so you know, is in the book, lesson 13, your high D, okay? And I'm going to do it the same way I always do it, where I play it for you and then I just show it to you in the book, because then that's easy, okay? So I'm sitting about this far away from my camera so that you can see my whole cello setup, because again, the bow hold is very important. You got to really work on hooking that index finger over and leaning on that with your thumb in the back straight. So you want to have your fingers coming down like that. Please try not to be leaning on your pinky and having your thumb be like parallel to the bow, because that's the real problem. So this is very important, okay? And having your cello straight is very important. If you notice, I'm looking at you and my cello is very straight. I'm not crooked or leaning back. I got it nice and straight, okay? And then also we're gonna put our fingers down, keep that thumb in the back, keep that soda can move going. Position's everything, which you can watch me in this video and do. And then actually the high D that I'm going to show you is the easy part, okay? So, as you know, I'll do it quick for you. On the D string, you have all your four fingers down, and it's D, E, F, F sharp, and G to have all four fingers. I'm going to play each one of those 4 times. 4 Ds, 4 E's, 4 F's, 4 F sharps, 4 G's on the D string. First is no fingers. So fingers close but not touching. So here I go. My bow's good. Everything's all good, right? Play along with me if you want to. So here we go. 4 D's. 1, 2, ready, go. E, F, second finger. Now F sharp, third finger, right? And then your G, fourth finger. Okay, and then remember, you're going to move your bow over to the A string, your highest string, and you're going to move your fingers over there too. We're going to do exactly the same thing, and you know all the notes now. So you know A, first finger's the B, second finger's your C, third finger's your C sharp, the one you've been using for hot cross buns, and then we're going to add our fourth finger, which is easy to play, and it's alphabetical, so it's called D, right? So here I go. So here's fingers close but not touching, bow holds ready to go. Here we go. Here's 4 A's, 1, 2, open string first. B, first finger. C, second finger. C sharp, third finger. You already know, and here we go. High D, fourth finger. Okay? And you might have heard me referring to it as high D because now you know 2 D's. This new one you just played and this lower one, and they sound similar, but one definitely sounds higher. So I call it D or D, open string D, open D, or I call it your high D, fourth finger on the A string. So if you're not sure what I'm referencing to, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so playing it's a piece of cake. I recommend messing around with it a little bit, maybe playing 1 each. Experiment with it to get good at playing it, okay? As you know, make sure it's in the right spot on the tape and all that stuff. Okay, so then that brings us to the reading part of it in the book, which is, as you know, the easiest part. Okay, so I'm going to show you the book. Okay, so here we go. All right, right here in your book is where your fingers go on lesson 13, right? So all your answers are in the book. It's what I just talked about. All right, and so you know that part, and then it tells you what to do in case you weren't sure. And then right here's all your answers. This is what I would have posted on the notes you know chart on the board, okay? So now you got your open A, which is on the top line, right? You've had that for a long time. You've got your B first finger, which is above the staff, just above the A, first finger with the 1 above it. Then you've got your C and your C sharp, which had the ledger line, right? It was through, the line was through it, that little line, right? That's how you could tell it from like all the other notes. And if it didn't have a sharp, it's 2. And if it does have the C sharp, it's 3. And then your D today is up even a little bit higher, and it still has the ledger line, but now you can tell there it is sitting on top of the ledger line, okay? And other than that, that's all you need to know, all right? So now you can play all the songs on this page. So I'll go through them one by one real quick, okay? And you can play along with me. Number 1 is always the easiest one, and it has all the notes you know. Actually, it skips a few, so now you have to pay attention. So if you look, I'm going to say it like I always do. So number 1 goes A, B, B, C sharp, C sharp, high D, and then D, C sharp, B, and A. So there you go. You got half notes and whole notes. And remember, you just got to move that bow slow as you can. Just try to make those notes, hold them out the whole time. Okay, if you notice, there's no C's in this. We're skipping your second finger for it. You just play what you see. If it doesn't, play what you see, get it? All right, but you play what you see. If you don't see a C, don't play a C. If it's a C sharp, play what you see. All right, so now I'm going to play number 1. You play along with me, okay? We said it, now we're going to play it. Here I go. Number 1. 1, 2, ready, go. A, B, C sharp, right to it. And here's your new ID. 2, 1, 2, slow bow, C sharp. There you go. Okay, so there's number 1, which we might have skipped in lessons because we would run out of time, but here we got time. All right, then you've got number 2, gives you, underneath number 1, they changed, if you look at your time signature, next to your sharps at the beginning, they changed your top number from a 4/4 to a 2/4. And if you remember, 4/4 was where you were counting to 4 for each measure, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go, 1, 2, 3, 4. But now, if they change that top number to a 2, they're making it so there's only 2 beats in a measure, which is, half of a 4-beat measure. So if you look at number 2 in the book right there, do you see it says 1, 2? So there's only 2 beats in the measure. Happens to be 2 quarter notes, but it could be different amounts of notes. It's just that that's 2 beats. Okay, so if you look at number 2, it's 1, 2, 1, 2. It's all just 2 beats apiece. All right, so I'm going to say the notes, and then also for number 2, I'm going to point right here. If you look now, there's 2 sharps over here in the key signature, which means, right? Am I right? Yes. Which means both your F sharp and your C sharp are going to be sharp, even though it might not all be marked. Here it comes. So here's your notes for number 2. Check it out. You can say it with me. D, D, E, E, F sharp, G, G, A, B, B, C sharp, D. So you see you're going all the way up for that one. All right, so now you start on your D string, and you're gonna play exactly what you just said, and you can go slow. I'm gonna go very slow on this for you, okay? And then you play exactly what you see. And remember, sometimes you have to have your bow and your fingers on the D string like to start, and then when it's time to move over to the A, you just move Move it over, okay? But you definitely want your bow hold to be good. Thank you. And you definitely want your left hand position to be good, so your fingers are in the right spot. And you definitely want your cello straight. Okay, so here I go. Nice and slow. This is number 2, all right? Ready, go. D, D, okay, so that's number 2. If you can play along with me, that's great. If you get good at it and you can play faster, have at it. That was awesome. Okay, so this means you now have enough notes to play, and I'll circle it in my book. And if you have a pencil and you want to circle it in your book, the D scale, number 3. Okay, we play this all the time in orchestra. Everyone knows it. We will play it again with you, so you should go home. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then also you can play along with what you see for number 3. But what I would love for you to do is just memorize it, okay? Because if you know, I don't know if you know from music class, but a lot of you guys probably learn with Miss Roselli and Miss Poutre the scale that goes do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right? Okay, so if you know what that sounds like, you've sung it, you've heard it, you know, listen to this and tell me if it sounds like a scale, like the do, re, mi that you've heard. Okay, so that's your D scale. You recognize how that sounds? If you're not sure and you want more information about this, message me and I will help you. But if you recognize the sound, I'm going to tell you how to do it. All right, so the reason it's called the D scale is because it starts on your D string, which if you look at number 3 in your book, you can see that it starts on your D string, no fingers, the first note you ever learned, right? And it goes all the way up to your new high D, and it skips a couple notes, but it goes all the way up there, 8 notes, and then it comes back down to D. So it starts on D and it goes to D. So that's why it's called the D scale, okay? And we'll learn more about it, but that's the basics. All right, so what it is you play, and it's the same fingering on both strings that you know. So it goes D, E, you skip F, you go to F sharp, and then G, and then you keep going up and you do the same exact fingering on the next string up, which is your A now. A, B is first finger, skip your second finger, C, C sharp, high D. So if you do the same thing, same exact fingering on both strings, it comes out to be a D scale. I'm going to do it really close. See if you can look at my fingers. So, hang on. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Same fingering, which is why it's easy to memorize, okay? And then it comes back down. So now what I'm going to do, and you can do it with each note 4 times to give yourself time to think. So now I am going to play the entire D scale. If you play along with me, are all the way up and all the way down. And then you can play along with me, but I'm going to do each note 4 times and I'm going to call it out so you can play along with me. And in the book, number 3 shows it all written out. It only just shows each note written out 1 time. It doesn't show all four times each. But just so you know what the notes are, there they are, okay? So here we go. We're going to play a whole D scale all the way up and all the way down. And every kid knows this scale that I teach. So you'll learn it too, and then you'll be like super fast. All right, but here we are, slow to start. Make sure your bow hold's good. You're starting on D with your fingers ready to go. Okay, so here we go. 4 Ds, 4 Es. I'll call the whole thing out. 1, 2, 4 Ds, go. Now E, first finger. Get ready for F sharp. Now, 1, 2, 4th finger G. Here we go to A. B, first finger, same pattern. C sharp, 3. High D. Now I did each one 4 times, but you can do it any way you want. After you get good at it, if your fingers are doing what you want and your position's really good, you can do one at a time. Okay, that's just what one at a time sounds like. You could do 2 at a time. You can make up a rhythm. That's a good one. Yeah, so I'm going to make up a rhythm and I'm going to play it once more so you can play along with me, okay? So let's see. I'm going to do good old Mississippi hot dog, which we've never done together, but it's okay. But if you want to try it, you just do that rhythm in your bow. For each note, I'm going to just do it. You can listen, and then if you want to try it, you should definitely try it and mix it up at your house a little bit. Here we go. Whole scale, each note on that rhythm. You'll see. Ready, go. So try that if you want to. All right, so now that brings us to the song of the week in the book is number 4, Little Tom Tinker, okay? Just so you notice, it's 2 lines long, so don't stop at the end of the first line. If you have your book, I will tell you, it uses notes on the D and A string, so you got to go back and forth. It's in 3/4 time signature, so you're going to use 3 beats in a measure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like a waltz. And in the key signature, it has both sharps. So it'll be F sharps and C sharps if you come across them. And if you look on the beginning of the second line, there's your new high D, okay? So I'm going to say it and then play it. So you've got D at the very top, that's your open D string, right? D, 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 F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, A, 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 rest, 2, 3, second line, high D, A, D, A, and then over to the D string, G, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, E, E, D, rest, rest, rest. Okay, so those are your notes. The best way to get it is to keep those fingers right over the strings all the time, so that if you have to put all 4 fingers down, like D, A, like on the second line, you can just put them down real quick. You don't have to put them down all one at a time. You can put them down at once. Or you don't have to put them all down separately. You can put them all down at one time, okay? So I'm going to play this one so you can listen to it, then you can practice it, and then you try to play it along with me, this version, and then if you're able to do that, you know you're doing really well on it, okay? So here I go. 1, ready, go. Rest, rest, high D. Keep it close. F sharp. Okay, so there you go. That is all of lesson 13, and if you can play this, that means that you've completed half your strings. You're doing so great. Okay, and then I will tell you before I sign off that in your entire orchestra packet, there are 2 high Ds that you can now play. And they're in Fiddlin' the Blues, the one we really hadn't tried out too much. But if you look down on the last A line, see where my finger's pointing? Right there's your 2 high Ds. So you can now give it a shot and try to play that if you want to. Yeah, you know all the notes, okay? All right, you guys, please let me know how it's working out for you, and I'll put more on here, but I definitely want you guys to finish that string. So good luck. Talk soon. Miss you guys. Okay, bye.